So Tara,
Yes.
tell us about the boot camp that you went through.
Oh my God.
Yeah, juicy
Oh,
detail.
guys, I can't even.
That
G-Man,
bad, huh?
I feel like we need to do like a proper, interview conversation one day because I actually wanted to reach out to you, but I've been processing it. It was so intense. I can't even explain it to you. It was like she was with me for almost 3 weeks. It was wonderful. We had a great time, but I mean, you guys see Naya on, video in person. Like her energy, I mean, my nickname for her was Texas Hurricane. And Texas being a humongous state and a hurricane just being a powerful force of nature. Just put those two together and that gives you an idea of what her energy and her personality is like.
Mm-hmm.
So I was with her, like I said, for almost 3 weeks. And, leading up to New Year's Eve, she was, doing her work internally to kind of get prepared for that day. And then we had that moment. And then afterwards, she took some time to recover because it obviously wiped her out energetically. But then after that, she pretty much took the time to kind of work with me on a daily basis, just like observing me, because we lived together and she just observed everything about me, where I live, what I do, what I eat, everything about me, and just basically was here to observe and tweak, everything about me because my intention is to get to 5D. So she was here to help me. And it was so rough. I can't even begin to tell you. It was because imagine having like all your like your shadow self, like all your deepest darkest parts of you that you'd never even knew existed, and kind of you just being cracked open and having all those things exposed. So that's kind of what it
Wow,
was like. Yeah, it was
that's
very
intense.
intense. And I mean, but like I said, my intention is to go to 5D, so I'm definitely a willing participant. So I was, there was some resistance, of course, because there's always resistance to change, but ultimately I was like, if she would tell me to do whatever, I'm like, okay, I'm doing it.
Wow.
I would like kick and scream probably, but then I'm like, sure, what the hell? Because in the grand scheme of things, it's not, what she's asking me to do is not so insane. So, but life is just, I'm telling you, life is just on a daily basis. Things just get, I don't know, for me, more just everything is just changing. Like my relationships with people are changing.
Mm-hmm.
My relationship with myself is changing. My relationship with my environment is changing. And you guys, I don't know if you guys saw that video where she was talking about me with the ego. I don't know if you guys saw that was like part one, two, and three.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we all have within all of us, we have our starseed selves, and then we have our, I guess, our conditioned human selves that she would consider the ego, or in my case, she called the bully. And so when she came here, that was like the first thing that she observed about me is that this bully was so loud. And this bully is really what has allowed me to kind of get to the point that I am today, in this 3D earth, because as a star seed, you kind of need, um, I don't know, like this, let's just face it, this 3D earth is tough. So my bully was created, to kind of just help me get through everything. But as a result, the bully created a very, like she said, safe life, very stable life. And she said that my life is pretty much like a fortress, where I live is like a fortress. Just everything about me is like a fortress, like my stature, my energy. So in the beginning, she was very vocal about, okay, your bully is present now. Your bully is talking. And I would just be like, okay. But so that was good because it allowed me to observe when that ego or bully part was very present. And so when that happened, I would kind of observe myself and then say, all right, and I would allow the, or she calls it artist or starseed part of me to kind of come out a little bit. But at the same time, the bully, it's just so tricky. I can't even explain it. So it happens even now, even now that she's gone. And my goal is just on a daily basis to kind of just realize when the bully is present versus when the artist or starseed is present.
Wow. So you said what she asked you to do. Can you tell us if you want anything she asked you to do?
Yeah, I'll tell you guys. Again, probably G-Man would probably want to do something a little more formally because I did promise her that I would. So, because I do believe it'll help everyone. But I mean, she told me pretty basic things, that can help everyone as far as raising your vibration. And a lot of it was just with where I live, just the energy in my apartment, you know, um, a lot. Okay, so light, for instance. She says that really light is so important. And I always like basically no light, like very dim lighting. And, she says you always want to gravitate towards the light. And that was kind of challenging for me. When I say she came in here and pretty much shifted everything in my apartment in like the minute she came here, it was nuts. So light is one. Another one is um, air. So I guess that's another elemental. Basically keeping your windows open to kind of allowing the energy to move. Okay, that's another way for your vibration to raise. And remember, guys, when she was here, it was like literally like 5 degrees, so I was freezing. But again, I was a willing participant, and I wanted. Obviously, her being with me, I felt was like a once in a lifetime opportunity. So whatever she was basically saying to do, I was down with it because I was just like, yeah, I'm just if I'm gonna do this, I'm just going for it. So also with certain things like the way I dress, you guys see I'm wearing like a pretty bright color now because my wardrobe mainly consisted of like dark colors. And again, a simple way to raise your vibration is to wear bright colors. Okay, so that was a shift that I made. So these are kind of more surface type of things. Now, oh gosh, there's so much more that's not coming to me at the moment. Also with my schedule, I don't know if you guys remember her saying on the videos that she was talking about me that I have a very, like, my life is pretty predictable. I have a, you know, kind of like a, set schedule going on. And if you want to go to 5D, you need to be very spontaneous, and every day can't look like the day prior. So she suggested that I do certain things, just to kind of shake up my life, which I did. I started taking yoga, and I love to work out, but the type of working out that I do is more of the, like, lifting weights and, cardio, that kind of exercise that you're kind of forcing your body into submission. And with her, she's like, okay, that's the bully, but the artist, it needs to kind of come out. So I want you to focus more on yoga and dance, because that's what's going to give you kind of like the mind, body, spirit connection. And it's a gentle way of just getting the energy moving versus the hard way that I was doing it before. So, but again, if you want to go to 5D, you can't have any attachments, and you have to kind of know yourself enough to know what brings you down. Because remember, if you want to go to 5D, if that's really and truly what your intentions are, then you have to raise your vibrations. But anyway, so those were the type of things that were happening while she was here. Again, there's so much more, but it was just, and again, nice that she's a normal person, but she's not. She is an amazing phenomenon. I can't even explain it. Her energy, the way she, like, she does not think, if that makes sense. She operates purely from a place of knowingness. She operates purely in the moment. There is no thought. There is no, and because obviously the thought, the thinking mind is where, we all get effed up. You know what I'm saying? That's where the ego resides. And she does not operate from that at all. And when you kind of dissolve that within you, you open up access to so many other dimensions. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
currently working on. So anyway, it was very tough, but it was absolutely wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I'm so happy I was able, but just to spend that quality time with her. But it wasn't. Also, I was happy that we were just able to kind of enjoy life and just have fun. We did do a lot of fun things together. A highlight was us going to Philadelphia. She wanted cheesesteak, so we went to Philly. We got a couple of cheesesteaks, and so it was good. We did some fun things as well. But yeah. So I don't know, G-Man. Maybe we can set up a time.
I think what you just said right there was amazing.
That is, but okay, we can leave it at that. But
We can always
it would
have
be
more later, but I mean, this is wonderful. You're in the
So
moment, you're in the zone, and it was great.
yeah, that was great.
another thing that Anaya and I practiced a lot while she was here was energy testing. Do you guys do that?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Tell us about it.
Basically, if you have any object or if you have to make a decision or whatever, there's a way you can test your energy to know whether or not you should move in the affirmative or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, so say for instance, I have, I don't know, a piece of jewelry and I want to know if this piece of jewelry is obviously good energy or if it's bad energy. So what I would do is I would hold it in my hand and if you have someone else, what's easiest is you would hold like your two fingers up like this, and then the other person would try and separate your two fingers, right? So if they try and separate the two fingers and you can't do it, that means that it's fine. The energy is good. If the two fingers easily separate when the question is asked, that means that it's a no-go. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way
You
you would
can
do
do it
it.
yourself. You can do it yourself.
Yes. You can
Like
do it
that,
that
or
way.
you can do standing up and you put here, and if you go forward or if you go backwards.
Yep.
Forward is yes, like when I go to the store and I buy some vitamin or something, it comes to my mind. Like I should take that, I test it to see if I have to take it and my body accepts it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those are good ways. And also another way that I do it by myself is I just simply hold up my arm like that. And then I just, with my other hand, I like see if I can push my arm down or not. If I can push my arm down, like if I ask the question, should I take this vitamin, right? Will this vitamin do anything for me? If my arm easily goes down, that means no, it's not doing
No.
shit.
Yes.
But if my arm doesn't move, that means yes. Well, when what we were testing specifically while she was here was because at the time that she was here, I was considered myself vegan, which I no longer do. I now consider myself to be a vibrational eater. Another good thing to do, guys, if you want to raise your vibrations, is not put any labels on yourself, because once you put a label, right, it almost confines you. And in order to move to 5D, you have to be very fluid. So what I found was I labeled myself a vegan, and when she kind of observed in me that, you know what, Tara, your body is deficient in certain nutrients, and you should be eating certain things, I had a very bad reaction to it. And so at that point is when I realized, okay, this is not healthy. Like, because ultimately, I shouldn't be thinking, like, well, I should be thinking about what my body needs, not what mentally I think is right or wrong, if that makes any sense. So, as far as vitamins, G-Man, it was, I believe, fish oil is what we were testing at the time. And, the dosage that was recommended on the bottle, like, we realized after energy testing that I need so much more for it to make a difference. Because her thing was, Tara, just eat fish. And I'm like, no, I don't want to eat fish, So it was tough during that time. Here we go. When we label ourselves, our life crams in a single word. But it was very, very tough because my entire life haven't had a good relationship with food. So I finally thought for the first time that I did, until she came here and she's like, no, you don't. So that was very humbling to me. But again, I'm so willing to do whatever it takes, you know. So I did start to incorporate certain things, and anyway, it was all very, it was just all very trying, but it was all very, I don't know, liberating at the same time, because I think I proved to myself exactly, what I would do to get to 5D, which is whatever it takes.
Sounds like you're a new improved Tara since all that.
Yep.
Sounds how.
Thank
All
you
right,
for
guys,
sharing.
I'm gonna hop off, okay?
Okay, thanks, Tara.
Thanks
All
for
right, good night,
sharing.
everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
So anyone can have Naya come to them